Have you ever wanted to know how to preserve your own meat that either you have raised yourself or purchased from someone locally or gotten from the store? Today I'm going to be showing you how to do that, and I'm going to go over 3 tips that help you avoid making the mistakes. They're the main mistakes that most people make, but we want to share that with you. So first thing we're going to do is some hamburger that was locally grown by a cattleman, and also these steaks came from the same rancher. So first thing we're going to do is the hamburger, and I just want to explain this is a companion video to Vacuum Sealing 101. So all the information about the vacuum sealer and all the bags and whatnot is in that video. So I highly recommend it. If you're not sure about that, go back and look at that video, Vacuum Sealing 101. And if it's our first time meeting, my name is a prepper mom. My family and friends have called me that for years, and we've been living a self-reliant prepper life for over 40 years and own 3 farms and even prepped in town, and even when we were stationed in Germany in an apartment. So you can do it too, but this is our favorite way besides freeze drying to put up meat, to preserve meat so that it lasts a long time. So let's get started. So the first thing I like to do, this is a quart bag, and I wait to label it till the end normally. As I take the bag, I turn it inside out, you guys, a little ways to help keep this channel area at the top so it doesn't get any blood or liquids or whatnot on it, so it's got a better chance of doing a seal. Plus it helps keep it from being messy. So just open that up, and I'm going to just do this with my hands. You can use tongs or whatever you want to do, and I'm going to just put this in there. And then once it's in there, I'm going to show you a trick. That's the #1 mistake that people make, is having air inside of their vacuum seal bag. And you're better off to use a larger bag versus a smaller bag. And I've already, to help save time, I have paper towels that I can just wipe my hands, because you want everything dry. Now, if I got any liquid, any blood or any liquid, guys, I just make a run around here one time on the inside, and then just throw that out so it's clean, and then you're going to fold it back over. So you want to make sure to push the hamburger down really good and get into these corners so that oxygen doesn't get stuck in this corner, because that's the #1 secret, the thing that causes your meat to not last so long, or any of your food to not last so long when you vacuum seal it. You want to be able to make sure to get the moisture out, because the moisture causes bacteria, and it also causes your meat to get freezer burn, and it doesn't last as long, which is not good. So another trick that I like to do, this is hamburger, is I like to flatten it out so that it lays flat in the freezer, you guys. That helps a whole lot. So I have pushed it into the corners, and now I'm going to just go up here, open up my vacuum sealer. I'm going to make sure that the edges here at the top is fitting inside the vacuum channel. Then you close it, and I'm going to press it down again, just make sure I've got it pushed into these corners. That's the main thing. With this, you can do that. So you're going to want to turn it on. Oh, let's see. Got to close it. You got to lock it or it won't work. So I've got it turned on, and I've got it on moisture. It's not dry. We're not doing rice. And then I'm going to just hit my vacuum seal, and it's going to get real loud. And then it's working. And see how it's sucking that all the way up? And it is sucking some blood out of there. So okay, now it's sealing. The red light came on, it's sealing, and it did suck some blood up through there. So that's telling me that your meat needed to be a little bit colder. And that's secret number 2, is make sure your meat is really cold whenever you do this. But because I'm trying to do a video, I had to take it out and prep and all that, so it takes a little bit longer. So now what you're going to do is you're going to open it up and just see, and look here, we've got blood in there. So that's a good sign. It's probably sealed good, but just to be on the safe side, I do a different approach that some people don't do. This looks like this did seal okay, but I'm going to come in here in this area here and make sure on the other side of where the seal is, it did seal. I'm going to just wipe that little bit of blood out. So like I said, make sure that your meat is really cold. The colder it is, the better, and the less likely this is to happen. I see a teeny bit more in there, so I just want to make sure to get that all out. There you go. Now that's all out. And I'm wiping this here, and you can see there's a little bit of blood in the vacuum channel. Okay, so you want to try to avoid that. So so now I've got a seal right here. I'm going to just come up here just a little bit above that and do one more heat seal. So all I'm doing now is putting it right over the seal strip, closing it, and then I'm just going to seal it. Oh, gotta lock it again. Forget that. Okay, and there's seal it, and it's on. When it turns off, you'll hear it. The button goes red, and when it turns off, you'll know. And then this is sealed, and I just let it stay for just a second because it's still warm and it's still working, and then just turn it off, and then we're just gonna label it, and that's all it is. And there, the hamburger is done. Okay, so now we need to label our bag. So I'm going to just put on here hamburger, and it's nice to put how many pounds it is. I'm pretty sure this is 1 pound or very close to it. So I just put hamburger on it, and then I'm going to put today's date. I think it's the 12/26, and that way I know to use up anything that's 2024, use that up before I use this hamburger up. So that's labeled as hamburger and the date. If it was from an animal that I raised, I would put its name on it. And I know this came from the shirts. So I'm gonna put shirts for them, because then I know what the animal was fed. And we prefer ourselves, we do non-GMO grains, and we try to do everything organic. So this lets us know, this identifies us whether it's our farm or another farm too. So there's a hamburger. So next thing we're going to do is the T-bone. Okay guys, so now we're going to do the T-bone. So I'm using a brown bag for that. It's a little bit bigger. Remember, turn it inside out so you can put it in. I want to show you something with this T-bone. Okay, when you have bone, sharp points, this can puncture your vacuum seal bags. You don't have as much problems with that with beans and rice and whatnot, but with meat you do, especially when it has a sharp bone. So just feel for if it has any sharp bone. So, and I've also put a layer of wax paper between these two steaks to help keep them, when they thaw out, to unstick a whole lot faster, to come apart faster. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and put this wax paper down on the top. So I just had a piece in between them. I folded it down on the bottom, but I'm going to bring this piece on the top, and I'm going to go ahead and go around again, because I could feel a sharp edge there. And actually, because I'm a little bit concerned about that, I'm going to do a little bit more. So, and there may be a better way. You guys know I've been doing this a long time and had a lot of excellent county extension agents show me tips and tricks that helped me over the years. So I'm folding this over, doubling it, and putting it in here, and then I'm going to just put my steak in here like so, and then just kind of package it, put it in, turn it on the side, and then get it down to the bottom real good. And then I'm gonna, oh, I see just a teeny bit of blood. So I'm going, this is warmed up, you guys, because I had it outside, because getting ready to film this to show you guys. So anyway, here you go. They've got it folded up. They've got it in the corners as much as we can. It's got a bone in it, so that's a little bit harder to work with. So just flip that in, down into the channel, guys. That's real important, so it vacuum seals. And then lock it, turn it on moist, because it's meat, and then go ahead and vacuum seal it. And sometimes once it starts, I'll go ahead, now that's not sounding like it's doing as good. So listen to your vacuum sealer too, because it's doing okay, but it's normally, it's a little bit faster than that. So see, now it's sucking blood up here, and you want to be careful, because that can cause it to not seal real good. Another thing, you'll notice that when I do the pork, I lay a towel down, a big bath towel, clean bath towel, and I pat the meat before I do it, and that helps a whole lot too. That absorbs some of it as well. So and you can tell too if it hasn't done a good seal. See, that's a really good seal. That sucked in the sides really good. There's no spaces. That's what you don't want. So we've got the seal here, and I know this is overkill, but I'm going to do it again. there's no blood or anything. So I'm going to just do a dry seal and just plain seal it. So that's all there is to it, you guys. Piece of cake, easy peasy. Write on it, you know, what it is, how many there are, and whatnot, and your date. That's a really cool thing to do. And then we keep a master list, so as we put things in our freezers, we know what we have. And of course, if anything that's freeze dried, the same thing. So that's doing T-bone steaks. So now on to the turkey. I'm going to debone the turkey and do it. So now I've finished deboning this whole turkey, 13-pound turkey. This is the meat from it. I took some out or left some for dinner tonight. This is the bones, and I did mention that we throw it away, or scraps when we butcher whatnot. It goes out to by the tree where the eagles and the wildlife can eat it, enjoy it, or it decomposes back into the soil. But that being said, you guys, if you like bone broth, this is extremely nutritious and really awesome to make. You can also have some of these larger bones and just cut them in half and throw them in the soups, and the marrow from it, the nutrients from the inside of the bone, comes out into your soups or food, whatever it is that you're making, and it's really, really helpful. So that's something for you to consider as well. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to put these in some bags. Okay, so I've put the bones over on the stove, get them out of the way. Make sure to clean up as you go, because then you're less likely to get grease and anything on your bags and make it sticky or messy, and also helps cut down on bacteria and germs. And it's just a neater, cleaner way to process your food. So I like to do it that way. So here I'm going to wipe this down real good. Things don't stick to it, and it's good, nice and clean. And then I've grabbed my quart bag here, and like I said, look at the vacuum sealing 101 video if you've got questions about the quart bags. I've heard people say I use bread bags. I do not recommend that. That is not thick enough meal to hold up to anything. It's going to get punctured. So here we go, and I'm going to get some tongs to use for this. That's the best way to do it, so it's not so messy. What I'm going to do now, you guys, is typically what I do is I go ahead and fill the bags up and then vacuum seal one after another, and get them in the freezer as quickly as I can. So that's what I'm going to do now. So when I'm doing the same thing as when you're doing any other type of meat, if you use tongs, there are holders that you can have, bag holders too. I need to get that. I just haven't done that yet. But they're really, really nice, because then both your hands are free instead of need to use one to hold your bag open. But those are the best, and those are super nice. So as I start putting it in here, I'm going to go ahead and show you. I just go ahead and make sure to just grab it and push it down, and you're going to want to kind of flatten it out. I'm trying to get it into the corners a little bit, and I'm going to fill it up to approximately about here. I want to make sure I got plenty of room left for it to seal. Okay, and I just always, I haven't had hardly any trouble. I bet you in probably 6 years, I've only had maybe 2 or 3 bags that did not seal properly, that I found out later on. Because if you don't check every once in a while too, things will get freezer burn on them. So that, I think that's probably enough right there. So that's over halfway full, not quite 3/4 full, I don't think. And then I just kind of take it, I just do like this to get it to go down in the corners. And then I'm going to just have you a whole bunch of paper towels already torn off. It makes it a whole lot faster, especially when you're in a hurry. I don't normally do multiple different types of animals at one time. This coming Saturday, we're going to be vacuum sealing rabbits. We've got about 8 rabbits to butcher. So, and a neat fact, you guys, did you know one doe rabbit, if you breed her, you got New Zealand, because they're having 10 babies, 10 kits. You can breed them every 30 days, and within a year's time, you could actually have around 300 pounds of meat per doe if you're breeding them every 30 days, like commercial breeders do. Okay, so we've got our bag already. I'm going to go ahead and put the edges, the open edge, into the channel, push it down here. Now, when you go to do this, you guys, there you go. And you go to do this and there's meat right here, that's not a good thing. okay? You want to, then you're going to either want to take some out or it's not going to seal. If it doesn't lock down good like that, it's not going to seal. So see how I'm flattening it out, and that's kind of getting it in that corner too, and pushing that air out. And then we just go ahead and turn it on moist and vacuum seal it. And there you go, easy peasy. That's all it is. See how it's sucking up, sucking all that air out, and it makes this noise. It'll go kind of high pitched at the end when it's done. There you go. Now it's sealing. When you open it, if you hear it go and you see, of course, that the air starts coming back in, you know you don't have a good seal. So you need to redo it, clean it out, or maybe even get another bag. Okay, so that's sealed really nice and good. It's fairly flat, and you can mold it a little bit until it's frozen, so that it lays flat. It saves a whole lot of room doing this. So now we're going to do, there's just a teeny bit of moisture in the top, so I'm going to just wipe that out a little bit, and I'm going to do a double seal. That's overkill, but I like to do that. So here we go. There's your second one. We're doing dry only. There you go. The red lights come on, and it's drying. That's going to go off in just a second, and then you just open it up, of course, and you label it. And if you leave this area up here, if everything's all clean, you can write on it real good. So this is turkey, cooked turkey. So I'm gonna just put cook seasoned turkey, so I know. Seasoned turkey and today's date. There you go, and that's done. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the freezer. Okay guys, so now we're done vacuum sealing the turkey. We ended up with 2 quart bags and 2 pint bags. So this is going to go in the freezer, and then whenever I want to use it, remember, lay it out flat. Don't lay it on top of one another, because it'll take longer for it to cool and freeze. And so it's better, you want this to go ahead and freeze pretty darn quick. That helps with longevity by doing that. And another thing too that I want to mention, we really like to freeze dry, and in the past that's been our favorite, our go-to is freeze dry. But I'm showing you vacuum sealing. Vacuum sealing is cheap and expensive. Anybody can do it. Your kids can do it. I mean, it's a fun family activity to do as well. And one of the things that we have done, or we found, is like at Thanksgiving, when you can get turkeys for 79, 89 or so cents a pound, is go ahead and buy 6 to 8 of them, and we'll cook 2 at a time. And so I'll have one in the oven and then one in a turkey roaster, and I'll debone them and either freeze dry it or vacuum seal it. That's my favorite way, is vacuum seal, and because it's easy. Or I recommend that to you guys, because it's real cheap. Vacuum sealers are a little pricey, but they're really worth it, and they have the most nutritional value in it as well. So anyway, the next time during the holidays, if you don't already do that, buy in bulk, get you 6 to 8 turkeys, and cook them things 2 at a time, debone them as you have time, and get them in the freezer. Okay, everyone, real quick tip. When you are preserving your meat, as I said in a previous video, you need to make sure that your meat is very cold, so it's less likely for liquids or blood to be sucked up into the your sealer and go to the top of your vacuum seal bags, because when you have liquids or whatnot, it's sucking up in there, you may not get a really good seal, or not get a seal at all. So it's real important to have everything cold. We save 2-liter bottles, and we have a bunch of these in the freezer. We probably have 15, 20 in our freezers to use for this such purpose, or if we're traveling long distance, I use this instead of buying ice sometimes too, because I already have it, especially if we're leaving in the middle of the night. So anyway, these have lots of good uses. For today, I'll just share with you how we use them for putting meat up, to keep the meat real cold. So we may have 10 of these in the cooler, and all spread out, and lay the meat on top of it. And then sometimes, my dad is a commercial fisherman, you always want to layer ice on the top too. So you have ice on the bottom, the sides, and the top, and that helps to keep it real cold or cool it down when you've just processed it. Now we're going to get started on the pork. This is a boneless roast that I already had saved in this vacuum sealing bag in the cooler. So it's already marked, because I always mark everything when I put something in it. I've already turned the edges down, and I'm going to just go ahead and take the roast like so, and just shimmy it in here. And trying not to get any liquids or blood on the side. There's a little bit, and of course I got my paper towel here, so I'm just going to come around here and wipe that off, and then go ahead and do like so, and prepare it. Oh, and I like to do the shiny side up, because if I don't, I noticed yesterday when I was vacuum sealing, I had the non-shiny side up, and I wrote on that, and it's bumpy. It's not as easy to write on or to read. So first thing I want to do is unlock it, open it up, of course, and then put your edges here into the vacuum seal channel, and then just smooth it out, and then close it, lock it, and then this is moist, and I'm not going to be able to get a whole bunch out of the corner, so I actually like to kind of push the corner up a little bit, make sure that there's no air trapped in there, and then I'm going to have it on the moist setting because it's meat and it's moist, you know, and then just hit vacuum and seal. And I like to push it forward just a little bit as it's sealing to help it a little bit as it takes all of the air out of the bag. And let's see if we get a good seal here. It looks like it's doing good. And then we're going to just let it, the light's on, turn red. It's going to turn off in a second. And then we're going to do what I like to do. Yeah, that looks good. Do a second seal, and that's just sealing it. So you're not vacuum sealing it again, of course, because it's already vacuum sealed. You're just putting a double, I like to do a double seal because I feel like it's just extra security measure, so I like to do that. So this boneless rump roast is done, and I'm actually going to go ahead and write Bruce boneless rump roast and put today's date, which is January 13th, 2026. And then I'll go ahead and just get a bunch of other meat done up and come back. Anything that that has bone in it or looks a little bit different or something that may be a challenge, I'll stop and video that part and share it with you. On this little package of meat here that I'm going to use for seasoning, this is part of an arm, and it's got the bone, and it's not super sharp, but I'm just concerned about it enough. In the last video I showed you, just take some wax paper, and I'm going to just cover that bone up and put a little bit more meat in, just to be on the safe side, so because you don't want to do all this work. You've raised these animals, you fed them, you've taken care of them, and then to have any meat go bad, you don't want that to happen, or if you bought it from the store, you know. So I'm going to take one more little piece and stuff it in here, and I'm going to call that quits. And go ahead and turn it up like so. Make sure you have the shiny side facing to you. So that's the side that you end up writing on, and that's pushed down real good, so you can see that's in there, that little wax paper. So then just make sure it's in the channel, lock it, moist, and vacuum seal. And there you go. See, and that's working real good. It's sucking it right up real tight. And you'll notice it, you'll get used to your vacuum sealer if you haven't already used one. You'll get used to the sounds it makes. When it quits vacuuming, doing the vacuum part, if you hear a whoosh sound in it, that means it lost the seal. And that's telling you that you need to redo it. Sometimes you have to just start off with another bag. Okay, that's done. That looks real good. It's all sucked in really well. And then of course I'm going to do my famous extra step, hit seal, and do a second seal on that, so I make sure that it's double covered, so it's less likely to open up or not work. So we're going to continue on with the rest of the meat, and then anything that I feel that might be beneficial to you, I'll stop and video that for you real quick. So I want to just show you in the bowl here, I have this bag and it needs another piece of meat added to it, and this is boneless meat here, but if you can see that in the bottom, it has some blood, so that's not good. So what I want to do is pour that out in the sink, and I have a towel here. I'm going to just take this meat here and put it on the towel, and then I can blot it or let it just sit there for a little bit, but that's because it sat out for a little while and the meat cooled down, so that's why we're getting that blood. So I'll pour it out here in just a second, but I just wanted to show you, you know, if you don't have the right sizes, of course, you can go ahead and cut it to fit into your bags as you're going when you're doing home raised meat. So that's probably enough right there. I'd rather stop sooner than later because I've had problems with things not sealing when I'm trying to get every little bit to go in there as I possibly can. So I'm going to move this knife out of the way. But yeah, just have a good clean towel and change your towel out every once in a while if you've gotten have meat that's cooled down or that's bloody you just brought in and it hasn't cooled down, which is not good. You want your meat cooled down. But anyway, so I'm just going to wipe that down and go ahead, let's see, squish that down a little bit, get it into the corners, and then go ahead and seal that one. And that's all there is to it. So I just wanted to show you that one little thing. Okay, another little tip that I want to share with you. You see, I'm writing this across the top where there's a lot of room and it's flat and you can read it real easy later. Trust me, you can write it on here before you put your meat or whatever it is you're vacuum sealing, but a lot of times whenever the vacuum forms, this is all crinkly and it's real hard to read. Plus, they don't give you a big enough area to write on anyway. So that's another little tip. Go ahead and use this up here. You can try doing it at the bottom, but trust me, you will not be able to read it as good as if you just do it across the top. Now I'm on my last container of pork to do from Mr. Bruce. So one of the things that you want to do, because you don't want the meat to cool down so you don't have as much problem with the blood and the liquids being drawn out into the seal and affecting the seal, I do what my mother-in-law always told me, Barb, when you're making lefse, you only take out a little bit at a time, and that is true with lefse especially. It won't form right if you don't do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this in this bowl and stick it back either in the cooler. I'll probably just stick it in the refrigerator because I have room today. And then here's a whole bunch of ribs. Some people just cut the ribs up and feed it to the dogs. We've done that in the past, and a lot of the bones we've already given, the meat that was deboned, we've already given it to the dogs or taken it out there for the dogs. But we're going to go ahead and cook this time. So we may use it in soups or whatever, or just go ahead and cut some of this fat off, and there's a whole bunch of them, and just do barbecue ribs. So that's really good too. Seasoning your meat, you guys, that's another tip. Anything you season for 3 days, I don't care if it's roadkill, it tastes good when you season it for 3 days with all different types of seasoning. And then also too, one time Scott, he put a whole bunch of pork, oh my gosh, it was so good, on the grill, and he used mesquite chips, and he's used different chips in the past, and the flavor that was so good. And I really enjoyed the packages that we saved to use for seasoning for beans and soups and stews and whatnot. Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal. So anyway, that's just another little tip too. I even do that with chicken when I'm going to be cooking chicken or rabbit. Just the process of cooking it for us is I'll marinate it for 2 or 3 days because it starts to break down. It absorbs all of the seasoning and the flavors in it real good, and it just enhances the taste of the meat. So there you go. Now we're doing the ribs. I like to prep a whole lot. Like you see me doing paper towels, taking off a piece of paper towel and having it all ready to go. I do the same thing with my wax paper. Now these ribs have a lot of bone, of course, the way that they were cut. So I'm going to take 2 pieces like so, and this is going in a gallon bag, and I'm going to just cover this over the end. And this end here, this doesn't feel sharp, so I'm going to just stick the non-sharp end in first and lay this down. I probably should have turned it the other way. And then that's protected. So I've got my wax paper covering the bone all around, so that's protecting it from doing any damage to that. So I'm filling bone all around here. So just fill over it, and anywhere you feel something super sharp, just cover it. And I like to make it double thick. So we've got some on that side and across the top. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick this in like so, and it just goes right over top. Just goes right over top here, and that's covered. And I think I'm going to call that good. So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal this bag. Hey guys, I want to show you a little tip here. One of the things you can do is like, okay, do I use a pint, a quart, or a gallon bag? You can just take your bag and lay it over top of your meat, and you can pretty much tell this is not going to work on this rib and backbone piece, but the gallon will for sure, and you got plenty of leadway. So if you lay it over top of that, that'll help you to know if it's going to fit in the bag or not, or if you got a chance of it fitting in the bag or not. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here, and of course there are some bones here, so I'm going to go ahead and double this and cover this up, and do the same thing for the other side, and then just slip it in the bag. Let's see if it'll, I don't know if it'll go in here sideways. If it will, that would be nice. We'll try it and see. I don't know if that will. Nope, it's not, and I forgot to do my daggone bag. Okay guys, don't forget to do the bag. The last one, I'm rushing, so I didn't do it, and it didn't seal right, so I had to clean the dickens out of it, because pork especially is greasy and whatnot. So we're gonna have this. I've got my side down, I'm all ready to go, and I'm gonna just shoot it in here this way. I changed my mind. And you can always put the paper in after you've got it in if there's enough room. I'm going to have plenty of room here. So this is going to be probably seasoning meat, or there's even actually, and another thing too I forgot to tell you earlier, you can feel through the bag and feel around if you're not sure if you've got all the bony pieces or not. And then I'm going to just throw this little fat piece in here as well, and I'm going to put it on the side if it'll fit. Yep, it's fitting. Oh, not quite good enough. So if it doesn't fit, you can always just cut it like you want. This knife isn't quite sharp enough, but it got the job done. And just fill it into that space, because I really want those corners to have something in them. So to me, in my experience, that's helped a ton doing that. So let me go ahead, wipe this off, because I got a little bit on here. Just wipe that off and then seal it. And if you're still watching now, you guys, I want to tell you about something. Look in the link below in the description, the video description. I've got a free Prepping 101 course for you. It's in the school platform, but all you got to do is just click on that link. You can join the Prepper Mom Club and enjoy the benefits of it. And one of them is that free Prepping 101 course. You just do it by yourself. There's tons of stuff in there, guys. Some people are charging $997 for that. So take advantage of that. And with the Prepper Mom Club on Tuesday mornings, we hop on normally at 10 Pacific time in the morning, and just visit for 30 minutes and whatnot, and share tips and tricks and whatnot. And there's people from all over the United States in there, so feel free to do that. Here we go. We're going to do this one. Pushing in that corner. It's looking pretty darn good. And if it doesn't, just stop it from working. Just turn it off. Just if you pop this valve or lever open, it'll turn it off. Okay, see, and I'm pushing it up just a little bit to help it so that it gets the rest of the moisture out. And it's almost done. And you can hear it. And typically it makes a higher pitch sound right before it's done. And then your red light comes on. I'll do a short video just so you can see what the controls look like and the buttons are as well. Okay, so light went off. Open it. Didn't hear a whole bunch of air. Lock it and seal it again. All right, we've just got a little bit more of pork to do, and then we're done with this pork. I'm so excited. The pork is all done, all vacuum sealed and ready to go into the freezer. Some of this meat was done yesterday. Like he had two, of course they have two back straps. I did them in a separate bag because this is quite a bit of meat. This is enough meat if you stretch it for 3 people. So so I do it according, you may pack, if you have a large family, 4 or more people, you would put the back strap in a gallon bag and do it that way. We've got boneless rump roast. You got 2 of them. The shoulders are just left bone in, so I just put whole shoulder. That tells me that it's bone in. And then we have all these different size seasoning, all the different sizes that I did for seasoning. And the ones that had more meat on it, I labeled that. I know that if it's larger, it's got more meat on it, so it could actually be used as a meal. So this is all of the pork, and next I'm going to show you all the food that we vacuum seal, and then also show you those few mistakes that people make. So hang close, or hang tight, here it comes. Here's all the meat that we vacuum sealed in the last 2 days, and also some meat that we've done a long time ago or most recently before Christmas, whenever we've been butchering ourselves. And so I'm going to show you some bloopers too, some things that you don't want to do here in a second. But we've got, this is just showing you, this is most of the pork right here. We've got a lamb shoulder. There's a big bag here of pork to be made into sausage. It's not vacuum sealed. It was just done before Christmas and is in a huge Ziploc. We got 2 or 3 bags of it because we're going to make sausage, but then that'll be vacuum sealed, so it'll be done correctly. We got a turkey. Of course, I did cooked another turkey, but this is just showing. We got a turkey, so this is the turkey that we did. Here is lamb stew meat, so it's got a lot of bone in it. And there's a couple chickens that we've done, and there's a hamburger and steak that we did yesterday. There's turkey gizzards. We had one time we got like a 40-pound box of turkey gizzards, so a lot of them were vacuum sealed. So, and then here's a lamb rump roast, bone-in rump roast. So there's tons of stuff that all of your meat, you guys, you can vacuum seal and have it and enjoy it down the road. And this is a great way to be self-reliant and prepared for the future. So coming up is the mistakes. I'm going to show these items really quick. This was a goat heart and liver. I can't even read the date on it, and it's not even vacuum sealed, but look, you can see it's got freezer burn. That moisture, the liquids, this freezer burn is what causes your meat to lose your meat. Here's something that was done in a Ziploc bag full of freezer burn, and probably just stuck in there planning to use it, but didn't use it right away. So that's probably no good, because when it's freezer burnt, it tastes horrible. Here's more. This is chicken or turkey, and you can see the freezer burn in that. You can smell it and tell if it's good or not. Now this is actually goat meat from November 2024, made for soup, and it was vacuum sealed, but you can tell the seals broke, and you can see there's freezer burn in there too. And for some reason there's something sticking on this. So this tells me possibly this caused a pinhole. Somehow it wasn't sealed correctly, or it's got a pinhole in it. There's another one. This was just Ziploc bag, and it's freezer burnt as well. So that's why it's really good to go through your refrigerator, your freezers, and whatnot. Here's something else, and this wasn't even labeled, and it was vacuum sealed, and the vacuum seal broke. So must have planned on using this right away, but didn't. So that's a no-no too. This is my favorite. I didn't do this. Can you tell me Houston, what's the problem here? This is bacon just folded over, put in a Ziploc. It doesn't have the air out of it. It feels like, I think it does have a little hole in it because it's starting to go down a little bit. So that was a big no-no. So I'm going to have to check that. Here is chicken, mountain oysters, and hearts. So guys, we butchered a ton of chickens, and mountain oysters is testicles. But this is freezer burnt as well, and you can tell there's a little opening there. So I'm showing you this stuff real quick because as it warms up, it's thawing out. Last thing I'm going to show you is this rabbit. This is from 2020. It was stuffed in the bottom of the big tall freezer, and it's been in the refrigerator overnight. So I'm going to just take this out and we're going to look at it. More than likely this is no good. See, it's got air in it, but I did put something over the bone to try to protect it, but it wasn't good enough. It's just a bag, and that's a sharp bone. So that punctured that, and the Ziploc bag is not what that should be put in. So this is probably just going to be for scrap. Yeah, this is scrap. It smells freezer burnt, so it's not going to taste good. It's not rotten, it just doesn't taste good. But see these the ends of the legs, they should have been covered, and they weren't, and it should have been vacuum sealed. So anyway, that's a few bloopers, a few things not to do. So now that we've gone over how to vacuum seal your own meat for you and your family so that you can preserve the meat and have it for a really long time, I want to say kudos to you for watching this to the end and invite you to subscribe if you like what you saw. We got next video coming out is going to be a pantry reveal that's going to blow your mind. I've been working on this for months. And also too, if you want to get some free PDFs, free information, a free course, just go to my website, www.thepreppermom.com, and just go, there's a free scorecard you can get to see what you're at, what level you're at, how prepared are you. And then there's also a link for the Prepper Mom Club where you can join it and go in and look underneath courses. And I have a Prepping 101 course for you. You guys, it's a lot of really cool, extremely helpful information, things that you can print out and use, even a cover for a binder for you and your family. So check that out. The link is below. And God bless you. Keep on prepping, and kudos to you for watching this. And I'd love any comments to hear from you. You know, how's your vacuum sealing going? If you're brand new to this, share your experiences. If you've done this a long time and you see something that you would have done a little bit differently, feel free to pipe up. Y'all take care, God bless, and keep on prepping.